in that musical chair.
Mm. Oh, I am, I just realised, yeah. Is that what you've just been singing?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
It's obviously to something.
Yeah, it sticks in your head.
Yeah. Yeah, that was annoying when I first got in my head and I couldn't get rid of it.
An earworm.
Can. Earworm, is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Right, there we go. The phone missing? No?
That's better. Yeah. Right then. Well, hello to everybody listening in, dotted around the globe. Nice to have you all with us. So we'll start the night going, and we'll say hello to our friends in the spirit world. Nice that we've got all four of us together tonight. So we'll leave everything in your hands as usual, and I won't waffle on anymore, and we'll just say we'll start the music going. Here we go.
Flatfoot once more comes amongst you and blesses you all in the love, the joy of the Great Spirit. Flatfoot, as always, blesses you all and all on both sides of life as we come together in joy and in service. Flatfoot, for the first time and as always tonight, says welcome and will for the first time now say bye-bye, but will return again later to close your circle down. Flatfoot now for the first time tonight says bye-bye.
Bye bye, Flatfoot. Thank you very much.
Hello. Hello.
Hmm. Nice to hear you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a bit.
That's better. Come on.
Oh,
Come on.
oh, 1 minute.
Okay.
Yes, okay. Good evening, everybody.
Good
Hello.
evening.
Nice to hear from you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Of course it is. It would be marvellous. I've got a friend of yours here with me tonight. She's just at my side as I was arriving,
All right.
and I spoke to her when she was alive in your world,
Oh
and
yeah.
I've just been nattering with her now while she's alive in my world.
Oh right. Okay.
You remember Angela?
Oh, Anthony. Yes.
Your friend who gave service to our world
Yes.
while
yes.
she was on your side.
Oh, wonderful. Yes.
You've talked of her
Yes.
recently, quite recently with people. Her name's come up,
Oh yes, it has. Yes.
and she's aware of it,
Oh, lovely.
and she's so delighted that her name still gets mentioned,
Oh
and
yeah.
that she's still remembered as being a nice medium.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Oh.
she's
wow.
delighted that you must have been talking to someone about her relatively recently. She seems to feel you have at least.
Yes, I have. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Well, this is probably when you go to your place, isn't it?
That's right. Yes.
Yeah. Well, she's aware. Hang on.
Do you remember Sue and Cora? She sat with us
Yes.
at one time.
Yes. She came to the park, didn't she?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah,
that's,
I met
that's
her there.
Yeah.
She talks about Barbara. You must have a mutual someone called Barbara.
Yes.
She talks of Barbara.
Right.
She talks of a mutual Barbara
Okay.
that you would both know.
Yes. Yes.
And yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
And she's sitting with you, or she's with.
She was here tonight.
Yeah.
She's
lovely.
here often, but tonight she came up and said hello.
Oh.
And I've said hello to her before,
Yeah.
but there's quite a lot of people who gather here, you understand? So
Yeah.
it's
yeah.
kind of a little like when you used to go and perform.
Yeah.
You can't say hello to everybody.
No.
So you
no.
say hello to as many people as you can,
Yeah.
and then you just say hello to everybody in general. And I send my hellos to everybody.
Oh.
Yeah, but she's just made a pressing effort on me.
Yeah. How lovely.
Yeah. Is there something to do with some photos, Mr. Paul?
Could be to do with her.
Well, she's on about. I don't know if you've been looking at some pictures of her, or she's come up in pictures because she's saying that.
Yes.
She said it was kind of nice to be remembered, and you sort apparently you went, oh.
I do. I've got them. I've got her pictures on my phone.
Right.
Yes, and I do look at them from time to time.
Yeah.
And the last time was quite recently, only about a couple of days ago, I think.
Well, she obviously knows then.
Yeah.
She just wants you to know that she's been around.
Yeah.
And that she observes that there's some mutual Barbara.
Yes.
That you both know.
That's right.
And she often accompanies you to some of the events that you go to, you know, in those church places.
Yes. Okay.
So she's aware, and she does try and be around you and she tries to be there to give you the support.
Oh, Anthony, she told me when she was here on Earth that when she popped her clog.
That she would do so.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. That's wonderful.
Well, she is then. I mean, she's keeping her promise.
Yeah.
And she's going to do her best for you. That's all I can say on that, I suppose.
That's lovely.
But she, yeah. She apologises in some respects that she couldn't do more with you.
Yeah, okay, I understand.
That would have meant a lot to her. She was enjoying it.
Well.
So she apologises in that sense, but she doesn't apologise at all really because she's all right where she is now.
Yes.
And all's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Yeah. Yes.
Gosh.
So I suppose that's a nice thing though, all in all, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it is. Yes.
Have you been looking at some pictures or something and wondering what's the point in that? To do with the church?
To do with what?
To do with a church or something. Have you been looking at saying, what's the point in just that? I don't know. Anyway, don't worry if you've not. It's something to do with the church and you're thinking, what's the point? There's something happening that doesn't make sense to you.
That it rings a bell, but I can't place it at the moment. But it does ring a bell.
It's as if she's making me aware that there's something happening around the church. But you're connected with a couple or a few, aren't you?
Yes.
But so I can't speak for which one it is yet.
Right.
But there's some situation happening there where you're thinking, what's the bloody point in doing that? What do you do that for? What? That I don't know. Oh well.
No, I can't think. But it just rings a bell somehow.
Oh well, don't worry. Anyway, it doesn't
Okay.
matter.
All
I'll see if I can get more on it. If I can, I will.
All right.
Because she's sort of giving way a little, so that yeah, I feel I know what I'm feeling. She's giving way a little bit now because she knows that I've got to do what I've got to do.
Okay.
So she's being very courteous.
Yeah, she is. She was. Yeah. Yes, very.
Yeah, she says what she did say to me though was that she tried to give the right balance to you, so that she tried to. She didn't put you too far at the front, and she didn't leave you out cold either. She said she always tried to balance it so that you didn't feel you were on your own.
That's right.
On stage,
yes.
she was there,
Yes.
but she let you have your little go. She
Yes.
let you do your bit,
That's right.
and then she almost sensed when you were ready for her to
Yes,
come in.
she did. Yes.
And she said, and that's because she was good at what she did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, she was very good. I mean, the information she gave me when she was here, it was just fantastic.
Well, that's lovely.
Yeah.
And she gave good service.
Yes.
And she'll be giving good service in our world as well.
Oh, I know.
So she'll
lovely.
carry on doing it. She's carrying on with her mediumship over here. I know that to be true.
Yeah.
Because you don't hang your boots up for long.
Not lovely.
So her work will be just as much of use over here as it will be where it was where you were.
Yeah.
In fact, really, it's just a rehearsal where you are. It's training ground for what comes next.
Gosh.
Yeah, but it's better in our world because you're dealing on finer frequencies, and you've not got the brain
Yeah.
Yeah. You haven't got the brain getting in the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that is the problem mostly.
Mhm.
The problem with mediumship per se is that we're dealing with largely with the problematic brain,
Yeah.
and the problematic brain is can be a problem for those who can't tame it or separate their thoughts from other thoughts. You see.
Yes. Yeah.
But ultimately, we do what we can,
Yeah.
and so will she. But she seems to know that she's been remembered through
Yeah.
photograph
Yeah.
and through being spoken of,
Yes.
and there's a mutual Barbara,
Yes. That's right.
and she's aware of that.
Yeah.
You might want you probably want to tell Barbara that Angela says hello.
Oh, I will. She's probably listening at the moment.
Okay.
But I
Well,
will.
Barbara, Angela says hello. She's definitely dead.
Yeah.
I spoke to her to make sure. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
Who is Barbara then?
She's at the church.
Is she?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, and also, also to do with churches, you've been able to talk with the person I spoke of last time.
Who was that?
The-
You have to remind me.
Yeah, young girl, developing.
Oh
Blah
yes.
blah 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 blah. It's
That's
all
right.
coming
Yeah.
flooding back.
It's coming back now. Yes, that's
Yeah.
right. I have done. Yes, I've
Yeah.
spoken to her. Yes.
He won't have this problem when he's dead because the brain won't be a problem anymore.
Brilliant. Can't wait.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to
All thought is thought is immediate.
Yeah.
That's how I can remember things from long ago.
Oh,
Because
fabulous.
thought is the only time it becomes problematic is trying to get my thoughts through his brain
Yeah.
and out of his gob.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's problematic. But myself, I remember everything.
Yeah.
I remember all the nice things that happen. Yeah,
Oh, great.
I know. I remember the first time I met you all. Yeah, I remember all kinds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I bet, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We had a job to understand you in the early days.
we did.
Because I was speaking French.
Not quite, but we
Double Dutch.
No, not double Dutch either.
Gobbledygook.
No.
No.
What no.
I know what you're saying.
No.
I thought the penny might have dropped then. Gobbledygook, double Dutch. And no. What I'm trying to say is, yeah, no, I'm all right. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I've got my ear to the ground. I'm one to my world. One to my world.
I passed your information on that you gave me to tell her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And was she all right with that?
Yes, fine.
Good.
Yes.
Fair enough. Job done then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's good. That's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it Elsie or Edith? The other one.
Elsie.
Elsie, that's it. Yeah. Yeah. Jolly good.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm pleased. What about you, Auntie Cora? How are you doing there?
I'm fine, thank you.
You all right?
I am.
You all
Happy
fixed?
to be back.
You all fixed?
Yes, thank you.
Yay.
Mhm.
That's good to know. Yeah. Yeah, it's the season to be sick, isn't it?
It is. Unfortunately,
Yeah, it's called winter, isn't it?
it is.
I don't remember a winter when nobody was ever all well. So,
No.
yeah. It's what happens, doesn't it? Yeah.
Up and running again.
Jolly good. I'm pleased to hear that.
Hmm.
Yeah, spot on. Well then, in that case... Sorry, Sue, and you all right as well?
Yeah, I'm good, thank
You
you.
smoked your cigar yet?
No, this is sitting in the drawer.
Oh, well.
Oh.
Oh, well, best place for it. If you don't smoke, don't touch it. Yeah, jolly good. don't let the medium near it. He'll smoke it in one sitting for you. Yeah, he'll be dressed up like oh, what you call them?
Does he like cigars?
Who are those people in striped jackets and shoes
Oh, yeah.
and with machine guns in the films?
Like Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah, you was like one of them with a cigar, wasn't it? That's it. Mr. Monty says it's the mafia.
That's, yeah.
The mafia.
Yeah, the mafia.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he'd be like a mafia boss. Yeah, wouldn't make a very good one though.
King of the castle.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, if I had a castle, I'd be king of it. Jolly good. So anyway, look, Angela, I'll leave that from Angela with you,
Yeah.
and you can pass on to Barbara if she hasn't heard this that
Yeah,
I've
I
spoken.
will do.
That
Yeah.
she's spoken and said hello,
Yeah.
and
That's lovely, Anthony. Thank you.
there's something. No, sorry, I've got to address something she's trying to get to me. There's something to do with photographs, Mr. Paul,
Right.
and it's to do with the church.
Right.
So there's something to do with photographs and the church.
Okay. I don't know then.
I'm not saying you will,
Oh.
but she's saying,
Yeah.
I'm trying to get across what she's telling me.
All
Not
right.
what, I'm trying to get across the part. She's saying that the church is, and she's using churches, not church.
Yeah. Okay.
So she's talking multiple.
Right.
Need to sort the photographs out on the on your Tinterweb thing.
Okay.
They've all got rubbish photos.
Ah.
She's saying, and they all need to be present and they're on the, what do you call it, the web.
Yes.
It needs to be all appealing and for people to see why they should come.
Right.
And
Yeah.
and she's saying none of them. She's referring to most of them
Yeah.
that she used to serve.
Yeah.
She says most of them are not.
Yeah. That's right. I can go along with that. Yeah. Absolutely.
There's nothing that entices anyone in.
No.
Only just. I'm trying to hear her, but it's all. She's saying it's just about. I don't know what he's saying, love. I don't understand. I've never been to the bloody church, have I? Yeah, all right. Oh, I can only say that as I'm hearing it, Mr. Paul, and feeling it.
Yeah.
She says to just keep putting places, not one individual. All of the ones she served, just keep putting a thing on about who's coming,
Yeah.
and
That's right.
who's
Yeah.
been.
Yes.
But never any video, she
No,
says, or
that's
never
right.
any interaction,
Yeah.
she says. And if without it,
Yeah.
in the way, she's saying the way that, who's you? Hang on, you are. Oh, you are. In the way that you are, as in this circle.
Yeah.
As in this circle, yeah?
Yeah.
The way we interact with people
Yeah.
and encourage interaction, the churches have got to do the same on their interwebs.
Yeah.
I don't understand the interweb.
I know what you mean now from earlier on when you were saying it. I couldn't grasp it. That's what I've been doing. I have been looking at the church's website and thinking, there's not enough on there. There's not enough information. There's not enough photograph. There's nothing.
There needs to be, according to Angela, that there needs to be a lot more done to interact on these things.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
even if it's to say good morning or to run a competition or to offer free entry
Yeah.
for one person or two people.
Yeah.
Or there needs to be something to encourage people to come along.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
because no one's doing it.
No. No.
And she's saying, without that happening, she's just done that with her hand. Yeah. So,
we don't know what you did with your hand.
pardon?
We didn't know what you did with your hand.
Why not?
We're in
We
the
can't
dark.
see.
Oh, you sat in the dark, I forgot.
Yeah.
Oh well,
Anthony.
I can see you. Oh, you can't see me, can you? Oh, I am funny. She did.
Really are.
I know. I entertained myself, Auntie Cora. Yeah, she did that with a hand downhill. Downhill. She's doing the downhill symbol,
Oh, right, yeah, okay.
like hand going down.
Right, yeah.
But it's all of them.
Yes,
She says it's everywhere she ever served, almost.
yeah,
None of them are doing anything with it.
no.
Just come along Monday,
Yeah.
such and such is here. Shame you didn't come along yesterday because such and such was here.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah, well she says that there needs to be more interaction, more ideas and things like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
They
That's
didn't,
good.
you know, they need to advertising things.
Yes,
You know, a little bit
yeah,
to get interaction going. Otherwise, it's just yeah. I mean, it doesn't bother me, Mr. Paul, because I'm here,
yeah, I know.
and this is where I am. But
Yeah.
this is I'm just saying what Angela says.
Yes, yeah,
Anyway, she sends her regards to everyone,
thank you.
Lovely.
Lovely.
and she
yeah.
sends her regards to Barbara.
Correct, lovely, okay, yeah. I'll pass that on if she hasn't heard, but I'll mention it anyway next time I see her.
Yeah. Yeah, because Angela, yeah. Because I get the feeling that when Barb spoke to Angela, it would be, hello Angela, it's Barbara, and Angela would go, hang on, I'll get my diary.
Yeah, that's right, it would have been.
That's what I feel,
Yes.
but I don't know.
I don't, but I imagine that would be the
But
case.
that's what the impression I'm being given is.
Yeah, right.
So, you know, you've got it there, yeah?
Yes.
Right, I'll leave that alone. Angela, well done, thank you.
Mm.
I'm just going to leave it at that for now.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Well, it might be, you don't know until you've spoke to people.
No.
But when you've spoke to them, then you can say it was brilliant.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
But what
Or-
should she
or
said up till
shocking.
now?
It might be shocking, Mr. Paul.
Oh.
It might be
right.
appalling. Abysmal.
Yeah.
He's a useless ghost. He might be, I don't know. I don't care. Nonetheless,
Mm.
yeah. What will be, will be. Find out. Yeah. Yes. So that's all I have to say.
All right.
Yeah. Apart from that, you all right?
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Fine. Thank you.
Yeah.
I've got a question for you, if you want.
For
a
me or
question
for
at this-
him?
Well, whatever.
Waffle lot or myself?
Well, my one could be for you.
Yeah.
Another one we've got coming in will be for Monty.
All right.
Can I mention? Can I ask you this?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people listening in will be very interested in the answer to this as well.
Right.
It's all to do with our pets, our dogs and our cats. When they leave our side of life and come on to your side of life,
Yeah.
do they know that they're there on your side? Is the people there to look after them? Do they miss not seeing us or being with us? Just can you explain what happens?
Well, they're not limited by their brains either.
Right.
Once they leave the body.
Yeah.
Once again, humanity considers itself so bloody grand.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm.
the human condition is so grand because we're the highest,
Yeah.
and we're the only ones whose brains do this and do that,
Mm.
and think this way or that way.
Yeah.
But once you drop your bone bag there
Yeah.
and you're out of that cage, you know, your thoughts won't be the same. Your thoughts will be very much the same, yes, but suddenly thinking will be different. There'll still be you thinking, that won't change, but your awareness and understanding will be broader,
Right.
somewhat.
Yeah.
And you like I've told you, the experience between your life ending seemingly and starting over here doesn't exist either,
No.
because it's unbroken.
Yeah.
But your brain is limited so much of what you think and what you are and what you know
Yeah.
and what you've experienced is limited by your brain.
Yeah. Yes.
On one hand, your brain might be the very Sorry, computer. Yeah, all right. Might be the very. Sorry, I'm listening. The very computer. Your brain may be the computer that does all the marvellous things, but it's also forgotten a lot of important stuff.
Yeah.
And all of that comes back when you remove the brain, and you just become free of it.
Great. Okay.
And so does your animals.
Yeah.
There's a limitation with a lot of their brains, just like there is with yours. Although humans don't tend to like being reminded that their brains are limited, the human condition is such.
Yes.
It's a bit ignorant, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know the feeling because I'm only human myself, but I know what I'm on about.
Yeah.
And the same applies to your animals.
Yeah.
So they will have an unbroken death, because there won't be a death. It'll just be unbroken moments.
Yeah.
And they will be experiencing in their own way the broadening of awareness.
Right. Okay.
They'll still be the same animal as well, like you'll still be the same person.
Yes.
So in essence, there's nothing different about how an animal comes to our side.
Right.
There's no special, they don't come through a back door or anything. I mean, the cat might come through a magic cat flap, I don't know. Of course, they're different, aren't they? They've got a bad attitude, they need their own door. But that's cats for you.
Right.
Yeah. But nonetheless, and I'm only joking, I can just imagine people not liking what I just said. It was a joke.
So they can still see us from your...
Yes, they still know their owners. They come and visit. You've seen your dog.
Yes, yes.
You felt your dog. Well, of course, she knew what she was doing, didn't she?
Yes.
Otherwise, she'd have gone to next door.
Yeah, yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, a lot of what people tend to ask is quite self-explanatory, really.
Right.
It's common sense. You don't die,
Yeah, yeah.
and therefore you're not alive and you're not dead.
Yeah,
You've just moved from one place to the next in an instant.
yeah.
You haven't ceased to become you. You're still you.
Yeah.
You haven't forgotten a thing. In fact, suddenly you remember too much. When the brain's gone,
Yeah.
the annoying brain, suddenly it's all there. Everything you've done is there. Hence, life flashing before your eyes. I understand why people think of it that way. My whole life flashed before your eyes. It didn't. It seemed to, but it didn't. The brain fell away. The barrier of conscious and subconscious fell apart, and you just became totally conscious.
Right. Yeah.
There was no more subconscious.
Yeah.
Just everything was like blah. It's like the bubble bursting. Yeah, like a bubble just goes pop,
Yeah. That's fine.
and then the whole world floods in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that goes for all animals.
Yeah.
No animal left out. There's no animal that's been left out. No.
Again, that's lovely. Yeah.
Hey, how about this, right?
Mm-hmm.
This'll fascinate you. We've got viruses over here.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't hurt you. They don't hurt you. We've got bacteria, but it don't kill no one.
Right.
It doesn't do anything bad. It just exists.
Well, what does it do then?
Well, it's just part of life. It's alive. It's conscious. It's got to go to where it's got to go, and
Right.
it comes here, but doesn't do nothing.
Right.
In your life, bacteria has a purpose.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. No.
But over here, it doesn't really need to do the same thing now, does it?
No.
But it's still got to go somewhere. We don't just shoo it off. Shoo. But it just doesn't hurt you because he hasn't got the same problems. But in your world, not all bacteria is bad bacteria.
No.
Because without it, it does a lot of good for you. It serves you. It's there for a purpose. You've
No.
got bacteria all over you and inside you,
Yes. Yes.
you know? And it's conscious. And it's half of the time it's doing good. It's keeping you going. It's helping you, your physical process, your
Yeah.
biological thing. But it doesn't really need to do much over here.
No, that is interesting. That's
Yeah,
great.
but people, it's a good question. No one asked.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever asked. Well, if everything is conscious, and that must include bacteria and organisms and all, you know.
Yeah.
Well, what prompted me really is our friend Emma. She's got her cat at the moment. Is it won't be long before her cat is your side.
Yeah.
And she was a bit concerning and just like to know how it is.
Everybody gets concerned about it, Mr. Paul, and nobody need get concerned about it. There's enough people that you've known, and you've all known in your lives and family, and then there's extended friends that you're yet to even meet yet. You've never even met them properly because you're where you are and they're over here. And you've never met them in life because they are here helping you from our side.
Right, okay.
And they're going to be new friends that you've all never met yet.
Gosh, yeah. That's lovely too.
Yeah.
So they go
And
with them.
well, they can go with anybody. Just like they'll be cared for. And they'll be aware that they're being cared for. And they'll be aware of their change of condition. They may not fully understand it because of how they think and because the way they've evolved as animals on this part of their journey, yeah. But they'll be aware and they'll feel love and they'll be loved. And they will feel the calling from those who miss them. And they will feel drawn to go and see them.
Oh, that lovely.
And they do.
Yeah.
And they always have.
Yeah.
And if they didn't, then why is the history book so full of animals coming back?
They'll choose us again.
Because they miss you.
Yeah.
And they come back and see you.
Yeah.
But then when you're comforted, your pull for them just wanes enough for them to feel that they can move backwards to their normal state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they can crack on over here. And when I say over here and over there, I don't really mean over here and over there. I'm just using that as a figure of speech.
Yes, of course, yes.
Because there is no here and there really. It's the
Yes.
same space.
Yes.
It's just a thought away.
Yeah.
It's just a shift in your thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was lovely when mine came back to visit me. It was just a wonderful experience.
And mind.
And
Yeah,
there you go.
and chorus too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's it.
Very reassuring.
Well, that's right. And that's what you need to have, assurance. I mean, there's no difference between your animals and your people or nothing. You know?
Fabulous.
Yeah. I mean, nothing. When I say nothing is lost from your world, they mean it.
Yeah.
Nothing is lost. No one, no thing, nothing.
It's just different.
No thing. It's not nothing, it's no thing. No thing is lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fabulous.
Yeah. I hope that helps.
Oh, yeah, tremendously,
Yes.
Anthony. Thank you so much for that.
I mean, so much of it is common sense, I must say, because, you know, why would anybody assume otherwise? That they're lost or they don't know or anything like that. Why would anybody assume otherwise?
It's because we don't understand.
I know, but people can answer so many of these questions just by knowing what I've said
Yes.
so
Yeah.
many times.
Yeah.
Nobody is lost.
Yeah.
Nobody is forgotten. Nothing is lost and nothing is forgotten. Everybody will leave this world that you call world and come to this place that I call world as a figure of speech.
Yeah.
But you're going to, everything and everyone will come here eventually.
Yeah.
That's that. Nobody's left behind. It's not possible. It's a physical, well, it's most certainly a physical impossibility because we're not dealing in the physical as you know it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just,
I think it was wonderful that time you told us, and I've told a lot of people what you've said, and that's when it's our turn to come over to your side, not only are we greeted by our friends and family, but all our pets are there to greet us over as well.
Yeah.
well, yeah, unless you didn't have any.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
And if you didn't have any, it's going to be very, very, very quiet.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, you
Oh.
know,
Thanks, Anthony. That's lovely.
yeah. You said there was another question.
Well, probably for Monty. That somebody's written in a question for Monty.
Have they really?
Mm.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I hear your technology went up the Swanee River last week.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as I
I like to imagine people smacking buttons going, where's he gone?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it was bad last week. Yeah.
wow.
But I have told everybody, it's obviously they're all recorded, they can play them back
Yeah, it's
anytime
okay
they
on the
want.
recording, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but,
Not the live. Is that it?
That's right, when it was going wrong and it was like it was all buffering and...
Okay.
oh, I don't, yeah, I don't
didn't hear
know.
that. Yeah, but
Oh, I don't know
recording.
about all that.
buffering. Yeah.
Yeah. There's that cleaning things, isn't it?
I don't know. I think they mean it's just the sounds in and out. Is it buffering?
Well, they sometimes can't hear me and sometimes they can.
That's right, yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Well, it's all right. Now they know how I feel. Sometimes I can hear me, sometimes I can't. Mostly I can't. I can't hear a thing I'm thinking
Right.
because I'm thinking it. But I can't think it and hear it in your world. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yes. Right, well. Yeah. You gonna do it? All right. Yeah. Fine by me, do that then. Right, okay, so in which case then, Mr. Paul, I will let Mr. Monty come forth.
Okay.
Come forth. Come forth. I'll let him have an hour. I'll let him in. He's just said I'd like to. I shall step forth. I was like, who are you now? Yeah, I'm even using his words.
Yeah.
He's rubbing off on me. I'll never be posh.
No, you stay as you are.
Yeah. I like being scruffy.
Yeah, good. Okay, good.
Yeah. Right, I'll let him come then.
All right, thank you.
Do you need to be preparing your
Yes, I suppose
stuff?
I do, yeah.
Well, you just crack on doing that then, and he'll come through in his own time.
All right, I can turn the light on then.
No, you must do it all in the dark, Mr. Paul, and really struggle.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. No, don't put the light on, Mr. Paul. I'm burning.
You are bad.
I know. I'm only messing.
I know.
You can't kill a ghost twice.
No.
No. Right, I'll let him come. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I shall let him. I'll let him come across in a second.
Okay, all right.
I'll come back before it's all over, anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, about Angela, it's all done, so I'll leave that there then. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Angela's dead,
Yeah.
and and everything's good.
Yeah.
The end. Amen.
So be it.
Right.
friends, you are all well this evening. You can hear my voice.
Hello,
Yes,
Monty.
we
Yeah, we
can.
can.
Hello.
Thank you.
Splendid, as always, to be with you all. I hope you're well. Are you all well?
Yep.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we
Yes,
are.
thank
You can
you.
hear my words clearly now.
Yes,
Mhm.
perfectly. Thank you.
Paul, could you lower your lamp a
Yes.
little?
Yes.
And I shall just allow a few moments to find my place
Yes. Okay.
within the boys. I was going to say organism, I suppose, is the correct word. Yes. Anthony has gone away to talk with Angela a little more.
Right. Okay.
But I feel he has done all he needs to do for one night. I
Yes.
don't want to push him.
No, that's fine.
It,
He's doing exceedingly well, isn't he?
yes. He's doing fine. We are pleased with his work.
Mm.
And it can only get better
Yeah.
at its own time as well, you understand.
Yes.
He will improve at his pace, at a pace that he and the medium can develop together
Yeah.
at. And of course, with life comes your work, and with your work comes commitments, and with commitments comes very often less time.
Yeah.
So the time that you do offer, which is regular, and at least for the majority of our last decade together has been incredibly regular. So therefore Anthony can indeed develop and does develop at a steady rate, for which we are pleased.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great.
Although I did speak with Angela myself earlier on.
Oh yeah.
Yes. And yes, and she's yes, a dear lady. I do like her.
Yes.
I remember her once attending here,
Yeah.
and we spoke with her then.
Yes.
She almost sat in the corridor, if I remember
Yes.
correctly.
Yes.
And I recall that Mike and Val were here as well,
Right.
and he did sit in the corridor, if memory serves me
Yes,
correctly.
that's right. You did. Yes.
When he had the cough.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I do have good recall on all of these matters, but she is fine. She is continuing on, and it was a delight to talk to her. And yes, she's quite complimentary, so it was nice to make her acquaintance again.
Lovely.
Yes,
Mm.
yes. She seems to feel that I would have had a wonderful profession had I have had my medium been born long ago, further
Right.
back in your time.
Yeah.
Had my medium been born in earlier times,
Mhm.
then I would have had a wonderful vocation. She informs me.
Right.
For that, the churches now lack
Yeah.
the spoken word of common sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. You call it philosophy.
Mhm.
I don't.
No. It's
I
common
don't.
sense.
I call it common sense.
Yeah.
But you understand, everyone likes philosophy for some reason.
Mhm.
I understand why. It makes it sound more wise and more accepting when you call it philosophy. But
Mm.
truthfully, mostly it is common sense.
Yeah.
Except for where we have to delve into matters that are lesser known, as we have done 1 week ago. Yes. So, but she seems to assure me that once upon a time I may have had a full-time vocation. I couldn't think of anything worse. But nonetheless,
Mm.
it was nice to know, and I took it as a compliment.
Yeah.
She's quite complimentary.
Oh.
Yes. So there we are. I
Lovely
feel.
lady.
I must say, I do feel comfortable within the boy now.
Good.
When I say within, once again, a figure of speech,
Yes.
just to be
Yeah.
clear. I'm not within the boy. I am within his aura, but not within the boy.
Yeah.
Yes. So, Paul,
Mm.
onwards, soldiers. What do you have to tell me?
Oh gosh, right. No, you'll have to bear with me, Monty, on this because it's the question has come from.
Don't worry so much about who questions
All right.
come from.
Okay.
The question is better that I don't know, and it doesn't go within the psychology of the medium.
Okay.
Because as you know, you cannot remove the medium from any of this.
No.
He is there somewhere,
Yeah.
in whatever proportion, flexing and, expanding and retreating constantly.
Yeah.
So let's not worry about names.
Right. Okay.
Questions are fine.
Fine. All right.
That keeps the question clear and without bias.
Right. Okay. Now some of this I can't understand myself, so I don't know how.
If that's the case, just take the question in stages, Paul. Break it apart.
Right.
First
okay.
part, second
Right.
part.
Right. First question.
Yes.
When you eat an apple
Yes.
in spirit,
Yes.
you eat the essence of an apple, because in spirit all is reduced to its essence. But what
When I
happens?
eat an apple over here, Paul, in the same way as when I drink my brandy or smoke my pipe
Right.
or enjoy a cigar,
Right.
the one that Sue has very kindly left for me,
Yeah.
I create it with my mind.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I create it literally with my mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think a brandy, I remember the taste of a brandy, and I create it with my mind. I create the taste, I create the sensation, and I create a physical, if you like, glass. I prefer crystal as well for some reason, I don't know why.
Mm.
It seems to taste better from a crystal glass. But nonetheless, it is a creation of my mind. It is not, if you like, I can't explain this because to me it's real. And in my world it is very real. But it is a creation of my mind. It can't kill me. It can't maim me, can't damage me. I can taste it. I can remember it, I can savour it, I can enjoy it. But it is nonetheless a construct of my mind. The freedom of not having a brain is and living in a world of creation of the mind. Your world is a creation of the brain and the mind, because they do work together to a point. But where I am, there is no brain to get in the way. The whole landscape, the whole experience is a combination of people's thoughts being imprinted and my thoughts being imprinted, and the combination of such makes a reality, and there is elements to that reality that I can impact upon, including my own. If I want a brandy will be there, and it will taste as fine as I want it to taste. And my cigar will be there, waiting for me, because I create it, and it will. I want it to be there, so it will. And I will enjoy it in the fashion that I did enjoy it when I was in your world. Not because I can't move on, as some will say, well, surely you've moved on. What is to move on from when you enjoy things? There are many things in this world that simply don't exist in your world now. You will discover this when you come to our side, you understand?
Yeah.
I can't tell you of what they are. I can't even put into words what those experiences are, because they are not of your world.
Yeah.
But I have moved on enough to enjoy them as well. But there are aspects of life and experiences of living that you take it all with you. And I quite enjoy a brandy and a cigar. Equally so, I do quite enjoy still wearing a monocle. I think it makes me look sophisticated. You understand?
Yeah.
So I am not drinking as such or eating the spirit of an apple, more so I am creating that apple with my mind.
Right.
And because I have ate an apple, and I know what an apple tastes like, and because I don't have a brain interfering, but my mind and its totality, I am able to create from my mind the memory and take it, that memory of an apple in your world. And because I am able to make that apple real to me. Simple.
Right.
As simple as that. By token, if you like, if you want a comparison, it is like you being in your world and you remember something you once ate when you were a child, but you can't remember what it tastes like.
Yeah.
But then maybe you will eat it. One day you'll find it, you may source it, and you'll taste it, and it's every little bit that you can remember. Suddenly you can remember that taste. Or you can't remember something, the taste of an item from when you were a child, and then suddenly, one day out of nowhere, something happens. It's as if you can remember. Oh, that smell reminds me of that taste when I was a child. You understand that?
Yes.
Well, it is the same thing, except you are limited. You can't make, for instance, I tried to think of one example, but rather than an apple, but say Highland toffee.
Yeah.
Say you haven't tasted Highland toffee since you were a little one, but you wish you could remember what it tasted like.
Yeah.
You almost feel like you should be able to remember,
Oh yeah.
but you can't quite. Well, the truth is, I would be able to remember it because I don't have a brain interfering with that process. But suddenly one day, let's say many years later, you remember what it tastes like. And suddenly in your mind and your brain, you can remember a taste
Right.
without tasting it. You understand?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's happened to any of you, I'm sure. Or something similar must have happened. A smell has transported
yeah.
you back to a time.
Definitely.
Or at something you couldn't remember what it tasted like. Suddenly one day you go, bloody hell, I remember what it tasted like.
Yeah.
And that's real. Well, where I am, imagine if you could make the toffee appear in your hand.
Yeah.
And now you could taste it. Imagine
Yeah.
if you could do that now.
Yeah.
Well, you can't.
Mm.
The most you can do is try to remember a taste that you've forgotten.
Yeah.
In my world, the taste is there because I haven't got a brain getting in the way. I have a mind in which the bubble burst many, 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 many decades ago. So it is all there for the taking.
Great.
And therefore I create from the memory and the taste that is there. I create the product. I create the product. But I mean, I can eat it. It's irrelevant. I don't have to eat it. I mean, I don't need to eat. My body doesn't require the sustenance of food. But, my word, why lose a good memory?
Yeah.
Particularly a brandy, Cora.
Oh gosh, that's important.
I mean, why waste a good...
Oh yes.
My word, why
Vital.
waste a bloody good memory?
Exactly.
And let me tell you this, anybody who tells you otherwise is talking nonsense, Paul. The truth is, that doesn't matter whether you've been in my world for what could seem hundreds of years. If you're here and you are learning and you are... without question, people have this concept that from our world you come across, you grow wings, suddenly you have no interest in anything you did on earth. Somehow you must move beyond all things you remember. It's nonsense, it's poppycock. The truth is that yes, you will learn, and yes, you will experience and live and enjoy and learn and learn and learn, yes. And yes, you will move forward in many, many ways. But like any of us, in your world now and here, you might just have a little thing that you enjoy.
Yeah.
And you'll think, well, bugger it. If I can make
Have
it,
it.
have it. I enjoy my cigar. I enjoy looking sophisticated in a monocle.
Yeah.
I enjoy drinking my brandy.
I think it'll be great then, actually, that for all eternity, I'll be able to have the taste of jelly babies.
Paul, my friend, if you want jelly babies for all eternity,
Yeah.
you can,
Yeah.
because you will create it.
I
Yeah.
have a limited amount of vodka.
Exactly.
I
Yes.
won't have to worry where it's coming from. It'll be there.
And when you're drinking
I
it,
love
Cora,
it.
and Cora, when you're
And
drinking
in a
it
crystal glass.
in a crystal glass,
Yes.
you can create
yes.
it. It is simple as that.
Magic.
But let me tell you something else. It might be a little while after you've been here a little while, Cora.
To get used to it all.
No. You trust me. People don't struggle to get used to the fact they can manifest almost anything they want.
Amazing.
But what might
All
take
one every night.
well, it might take a little while for you to realise that you don't have to get too tipsy either, because that is a process of the body,
That's right.
and you won't have the body.
Body and the brain gets in the way of everything.
You hope to drink it by the gallon.
From morning,
Precisely.
noon and night.
That is my
Flying
point.
high on it.
That is my point.
Yeah.
Your body won't get in the way, the brain won't become intoxicated, and only if you remember the fact that you think you should be drunk, will you actually be feeling a
The
little
body
drunk.
is such a nuisance when you think about it. And the brain is an even bigger nuisance.
Absolutely. I don't disagree with any of you on that
It's
matter.
amazing.
This is the one truth that you've come to all of your own accord in the last 10
You'd be
years.
free of all that nonsense.
Absolutely. That's the point I've been trying to tell you all for a decade, Cora.
It's wonderful.
If only I'd have worded it in the terms of alcohol, perhaps we'd have solved this problem long ago. You understand me? But one day you will remember, one moment, I don't need to be tipsy
No.
because I haven't got a body. Why on the hell am I
Right.
tipsy? And then you'll remember that you've always remembered that tipsiness and alcohol go hand in hand.
You won't have a brain to tell you you've had enough.
No, but you'll have the habit of a lifetime to tell you that you should be. And then suddenly you'll remember, I don't need to be tipsy.
No.
And you'll drink it, and you'll enjoy the taste, you'll enjoy the experience of enjoying that taste, but you won't have the ill
No
effects.
side effects.
But there are those who might enjoy the feeling of feeling wobbly,
No, thank you.
and they can create that. And they can leave out the hangover the next day.
No.
So, my friends, it's much of it is. So, in answer to the person's question, Paul,
Yeah.
I am not drinking or eating the essence of the apple. I am creating an apple or a drink or whatever
Yeah.
from the memory that I can make manifest.
Memories.
However, a dead apple still hangs on a tree over here,
Yeah.
and it still exists.
Right.
For the apple died in your world, an apple fell to the ground, it rotted, it became nothing. And it moved, its essence of consciousness came and became part of a greater world in which I am a part of that greater world. So it exists, a dead apple, a dead banana, any fruit you like, it all exists.
Right.
It all has its place and its area
Okay.
in a very expanding, constantly expanding real reality, a frequency.
Right. Well, that's probably answered the that question. I'll know more when they get in touch. Can I go on with another part of a question
You may.
they've asked?
You may.
Okay. They're saying, what does Monty know about the second, what we call the second death? Some say it is more important. It's a more important transformation than the human death.
No.
Is it about the transformation to a light body, or the returning and the melting back into the oneness of God?
Well, we've spoken about the second death, as people call it, before.
Right.
And yes, there is a process which I'm aware of that people call the second death.
Yeah.
And it's not a term I like, because it suggests death.
Yeah.
And we need to get
And there's no
past,
such thing.
and there is no such thing. So we need to move past that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if we consider the transition from your world to where I am now,
Mhm.
that is where you shed your physical body.
Yeah.
That belongs to the frequency in which you currently occupy. Once that falls away, you are there with your etheric body. Your etheric body will continue in my world, the area of life in which I'm residing now,
Mm.
and have resided for a long time,
Mm.
and enjoy residing in, and have felt no calling to change that yet.
Mm.
However, there is a process. This is where people call it the second death, where eventually I may possibly, when the time is right, or any of us, may shed our etheric body
Right.
and move on to another frequency.
Right.
Yeah. The levels.
That is all.
Mhm.
I wouldn't say it was any lesser or any more important, that one is better than the other or more important than the other, not at all. Because that would degrade your purpose of living.
Mm.
To suggest that this shedding of the etheric is more important. You are like an onion, an energetic onion. The
Yeah.
energy that you leave, the etheric, the physical body in your world is physical to your reality. The etheric body is not so etheric, is not so physical to your reality.
Mm-hmm.
But when the physical falls away and you are suddenly in a new frequency, your etheric body will feel quite as real, if not lighter, but it will feel real. You will feel real, for it is in tune with the reality that we are within.
Yeah.
We share a harmony, a resonance.
Mm.
The physical body, I can say I feel physical. I feel a physical being, day to day. But without the heavy physical problems of that old body of mine that I left behind long ago.
Yeah.
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 But my body, where I am on a day-to-day basis, I feel as real as I felt all the way through. However, this etheric body is the wrong frequency for the next
Down here.
part of the journey. And how do we know there's a next part of the journey? Because mediums, and I have sat with them in my world, people like Angela and others, so many, have continued their mediumship. And there's an assumption that for some reason they would want to spend the rest of their time shouting back down the wire to earth, when in fact their job here in your world was a rehearsal, not a rehearsal, but you know what I mean,
Mm.
for communication
You know.
to the next,
Yeah.
so that we can find out more from those who've taken that transition,
Mm.
who have shed their etheric body.
Mm.
Because behind the etheric body there's just another frequency body, ready to experience that. And we know that is true because I have sat in seances in our world, and I have communed with people who have communicated with me in my world, on my frequency, from other frequency.
Mhm.
And we have asked questions in the same manner that you do now. And we share our information and learn from them all.
Levels.
That is all. You can call them levels, I call them
Yeah.
frequencies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see them as frequencies.
Yeah.
Some people see them as levels. Some people see them as many rooms in my father's
Oh, yes.
house.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
In my father's house there
That's
are
right.
many, many rooms.
Yeah.
And so, however you want to look at the analogy, the same applies.
Mm.
And in all instances, creation, consciousness exists across all of those frequencies. Consciousness is there
Yeah.
at all times.
Mm.
And the ability to commune down the chain appears to always remain. I hope that answers some of that.
Okay, yes. It goes on further, for which I don't understand myself the question.
Well, if we close the door on that second death element,
Yeah.
I have explained it there.
Yes, right.
So the next part is what?
Something to do that there is a oneness and unconditional love. So they're saying, so is there a greater goal for us than just sending love, respect and light to the Creator, so that we respond its
Well,
love?
let me stop you there, Paul. Going stage after stage. So, with regards to that, the point is that love, respect, etc., etc., is all a part of it, and the journey is what it's all about, and the lessons we learn to experience. It is consciousness's choice now, but people talk about a oneness as if when you've left this world of yours, you will become a oneness with everything that is, because a mystical kind of process has been instilled in people's minds, and there's been many, many different faiths and spiritual discourses that have described so much, and with respect, it has created a great confusion over time. So when we talk of oneness, when I talk of oneness, I am talking of consciousness, of which you all come from. I come from it. All comes from consciousness. And consciousness is everywhere. It abounds everywhere. In the same way as there is one ocean in which the rivers all flow through, and you give all of those streams a name, and then when it gets further across your country, the bloody name changes, and then suddenly it goes into the sea, and you call that sea the Atlantic Ocean. But there's no point where the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean really end and begin.
No, of course, yeah.
End or begin.
So if you were to take the rivers and the ocean of your world, there is no point. It is one mass of water, all moving. And then you could take the process of the rain, the water is evaporated into the sky and then falls again. And then so starts its journey. So consciousness is kind of like that. That is consciousness of which we all are. We are like drops of like a drop taken out of the ocean by the cloud and then dropped upon the land. The ocean is now upon the land, but it's flowing through. And as it goes through the land, it becomes pure, like pure water does. And then it can make its way back to the ocean from which it once started, once upon a time. Well, consciousness is very similar. Consciousness is everywhere. You are like a drop out of the ocean of consciousness. You are, I am, the medium in the chair, the animal downstairs, the tree within your garden, if you've not chopped it down, you know. They are all consciousness. The bricks in your wall, everything that exists is part of consciousness. So this returning to oneness is not... People have been given the idea that at the point of death you return to the ocean, if you like, and merge into a bathing oneness of everything. And it's a lovely idea, but not quite in that manner does it happen. There is a greater awareness that you are part of something greater, that you are but a drop from the ocean. But there is also a desire to carry on and learn in your new environment. And maybe at some point, when you've moved beyond various frequencies, there comes a point where you move into light or return to consciousness. the ocean, if you like, the source of whence you come from. But in essence, we are talking beyond my world. We are talking much further on. And if that is the case, and I only say if because none of us can truly know as to how far on we go on the journey.
Yeah.
So all I would say is that if people are teaching that at the point of death, there are those who teach that at the point of death you go pop, bang, and you are back in a body again as a child. And so your reincarnation begins. Well, if that was true, how am I communicating with you?
Yeah.
Equally so, if at the point of death you return to an all-encompassing, only loving, only ocean of source, as people call it, the source, then I don't quite see how I would be communicating with you. Because if you did any of those things, I wouldn't be here now. And others would not be here. Your relatives and friends would not be here. So, no, you don't just fall into a river, an ocean in whence your consciousness came from. You are part of an onward journey, of which love and unconditional love exists as a part of it, if you choose to practice it. And in a lighter environment such as mine, it is far easier, I grant you that, but than it is in your world, where it's very easy to be irritated and unloving, and to feel your ability to love waver.
Yeah.
But all I can say is that if you feel that you are going to drop into some ocean of unconditional love, then fine. My experience is different to that. You are doing an onward journey. And that is all I can say. And the part of the problem is you've got one section of society all encompassing of reincarnation. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to reincarnate. Well, of course you do. That's what happens when you die. You reincarnate. You can't know that.
No.
And the fact I haven't, and myriad numbers of us have not, then that draws a bit of a line with reincarnation being as cut and dry. The same with other New Age thinkings, spiritual thinkings. Usually, I've noticed that if you have long hair and baggy, colourful trousers, people believe you on anything you say. But the truth is, I haven't returned to some oceanal source. I haven't been absorbed into some greater consciousness and now a part of all that is, was, and ever is, and etc. No. I am part of that. I'm not disputing that I am a part of that. I am a drop of water from an ocean of which you have all become drops from. I totally agree with that. But the idea that I'm going to fall back into that ocean when my time finished, well, if that was the case, where am I talking to you from now then? Why do I still have my identity? Why do so many of us still enjoy this light, loving, enjoyable, friendly community vibration in which I occupy frequency? But I'm not swimming about in an ocean amongst all things that ever was and is. So it is an onward journey. And many people have been preaching so many ideas that they've all got lost. Sue,
Yeah.
you would be a good example. You've attended many, many different forms of spiritual classes, I'm sure. You've meditated and you've heard
Yes.
people talk of one thing, and then you go to another and you hear somebody almost contradict what you've just heard somewhere else, and other things that they say are similar to what other people have said, but not quite the same. And you've probably heard all kinds of different things down the years. And it's merely because
They don't
Nobody really knows.
nobody has an answer. They're making it up as they go along.
Yeah. And
And
you have to
usually
take what resonates with yourself, don't you?
you do,
And if it doesn't feel right, then
absolutely.
It's
And
all
sometimes,
earthly
Yeah.
and I'm
talk,
afraid to
isn't
say, sometimes people will take what resonates with them, even though it's nonsense,
it? Yeah.
because they just happen to resonate with nonsense. I hate to say it, but
Yeah.
it is true.
yeah.
Sometimes
Want to know
people
too
will
much about spirit
resonate with nonsense from time to time.
Mm.
And usually, 9 times out of 10, I believe this person because it's in their book.
Yeah.
Oh, well, very good, they wrote a book.
That's their
So they
version.
could put their thoughts into paper and have it
That's their
printed.
version.
It's their, exactly,
Mm.
it's their view, their version. Once you've left this world that you call reality, earth, life,
There's a bigger picture.
then you can decide what you think. Then you will know. But I can assure you, you are going to, yes, enjoy your journey. Yes, you will find it wondrous. But if you are in the illusion that you are going to fall back into an ocean of oneness where all consciousness, and you're going to be a drop, you like a drop being taken out of the ocean, you're about to be dropped back into the ocean to join the ocean, and then I'm afraid that would then therefore mean that you will no longer be you entirely, because you're now blended with the entire ocean. You're not therefore going to have your character. There can't be an onward journey. Well, there is an onward journey. You will maintain your character. Your character will continue to advance. Your learning will advance. Your ability to understand will advance. And at some point, you may even shed your etheric body.
And move on.
And on the journey goes.
But what about all these people that really are not nice people, bad people that have done horrible things?
Yes.
I wouldn't like to think that I was having to share space with them still.
Well, I regret to inform you, you will.
Yeah.
Mm.
And,
They will be learning.
and I am going to put my response to that rather bluntly.
Mm.
Only because I have to, and I feel it's the only way I can word it, because I know even my own medium would feel the same. In fact, I think most people
Mm.
feel the same. Why would I want to occupy my space with these horrible people? But then these very often the same people talk about love.
They have to learn.
People say, oh, I practice love. Oh, but I would not want to share my space with these horrible people. But if you can't learn to love them, you can't ever learn to love at all.
Mm.
And we have to.
Yeah.
We help them. They go to the same place. We help them. And that is a problem of the brain. The
You
brain.
can see why the concept or the idea that
Oh, I
some
get it.
people
Yeah,
will
yeah.
go to, if you're
Yes.
good, you'll go to heaven,
Yes.
and if you're bad, you'll go to hell. You can see why that's so
Yeah.
appealing
Oh, you
to
can
us,
see
can't
it.
you?
Totally.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I was brainwashed with it.
Yeah.
When I
Well,
lived in
yeah.
your world, I come from an age where God was pushed upon you, and heaven and
Yeah.
hell and damnation.
Mm.
All that.
And even as an educated man, I still believed it.
Mm.
I'm not saying, but all I can say is that you will, I mean, the chances of you bumping into somebody in your world now who was an influential person in world affairs and maybe someone you're not fond of, the chances of you bumping into them tomorrow in your world are probably quite slim,
Mm.
Yeah.
because there is nothing vibrational between the pair of you to bring you together.
Yeah.
And if you did, it would be fleeting.
Mhm.
Mm.
They might be visiting your town, and
Mm.
you happen to walk past as they are cutting some silly ribbon.
Mm.
In my world, very similar. You have no reason to interact with anybody you don't know,
Mm.
or don't care to, or don't vibrate with.
Mm.
But, nonetheless, this is a world of love, of compassion. And what is the point forever loving people who seem to be okay?
The whole point of love is to heal, to fix, to remove the pressure and the damage.
Yeah.
And these people who do evil are damaged people, pressured people, people who've been damaged and affected. What therefore was love made for, if not as much for them as anybody else? They deserve love, and they deserve to feel it, because once they've felt it,
That will be it.
it changes them. And you would find it very uncomfortable, I'm sure, to know that some of the lesser people, some of the ruffians from your history, have done some of the finest work in our world. And that is a fact. Not because they are bad people, no, because they gave their service. They have done work from our side to your side. They have given service. Would they ever tell the people they commune with? Paul, could you imagine if you were to find out that I'm not really Montague, I'm actually Genghis Khan, or some obscene person from history?
Yeah.
How would you judge me? More than likely, in your typical earthly way, you would be
That's
appalled. But one would say, or I might say in my defence, but I am giving service to your world.
Yeah.
I'm trying to correct what I did wrong. I'm trying and striving to strike the balance.
Yeah.
I have felt love in the world I came to. I was loved. And the people who showed me love were many of the people who suffered at my hand. They loved me better. And I am now doing my service. I am balancing the coin. I am balancing the scales. I am doing what I must do. Now I must stress, Paul, I am not Genghis Khan.
Yeah.
And I have never quite taken to boiling people's bodies in giant pots. But nonetheless, that nothing changes there. You don't know whether in my time on life I was a good or bad person.
No.
You only take me as you find me.
Yeah.
You trust that the words I speak are as balanced as I can make them.
Yeah.
But you take that as for granted. If you were to find out that I was a terrible person in life, then you would feel differently. You would.
Yeah.
Would you trust me? Maybe not. But, I mean, as it happens, I honestly can't say I was a particularly bad person nor a particularly good person. I was rather plain. If I'm honest, very, very ordinary. Very ordinary for my kind and type and times. But the point still stands. It's the work they do. So yes, I'm afraid you will share the same frequency. But you've no reason to interact with anybody. I mean, there lies another thing. When I come to your world, will I interact with everybody? There are millions upon millions upon millions upon millions of people who've passed. We are in an expanding frequency that has no boundaries, really.
And they can no longer do bad things to other people.
No,
No.
not at all.
No.
How can we be a world of love?
It's just saying they've gone to a world of love.
But equally so, people over here don't resonate. So they could come to our side of life and they could feel pain, anger, hatred for a little while because of the habitual way of thinking that they've experienced. But the brain has cracked like an egg and the brain is gone. It leaves it open, so there is a sense of confusion for this person as much as a sense of knowing, because more than likely they were ignorant to the idea of any continuation.
Yeah.
So they've got a lot to deal with, and the habitual anger, the words can still be spoken, but it really doesn't resonate with us over here, so we don't really feel. Now on Earth, because it's of your world, that frequency of nastiness and venom is of your world.
Mm.
So you've moved out of your frequency into our frequency.
Yeah.
And yes, they can be spouting the thoughts and the words, but it just doesn't seem to vibrate the same over here.
Mm.
In the same way as my etheric body doesn't really vibrate into your world,
Yeah.
nor does your body vibrate into ours. And nor does the aggression of your world really resonate so well over here. Maybe just enough that we can understand where you're coming from, but not enough to make any impact. And largely, after a while, people just really don't have the time or the need. It seems a struggle to remember that anger.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because it's such a... It resonates so far on the cusp. It's there, but it just fizzles away.
Mm.
It's too much effort to try and find that feeling.
That's good.
But you will, I'm afraid, occupy the same space. I'd like to tell you that we send them all to somewhere very hot.
But no.
Not
but-
be told.
But I'm afraid it's our duty to love people well. And of course, once you've lost the brain, and you've done the journey yourself, and you've felt
Yeah.
it and experienced it,
Yeah.
my words, one day you're going to say to me, I see what you meant.
Mm.
I get it now.
Mhm.
I don't mind that Mr. Hitler is serving me my milk every day. You understand?
Yeah,
He's
yes.
learned.
I'm only jesting, of course, but
Mm.
I'm not saying he will be
No.
serving you your milk every
But
day.
understand what you're getting
But
at.
the
yeah.
principle
Yeah.
is the same. It won't bother you.
Mm. Right.
Because anger is a vibration, a frequency in its own right. In the same way as laughter and love, confusion is a frequency. It's all frequency. Some of them will resonate in our world, and many of them are just frequencies too far on the cusp to be bothered with.
Mm.
Seems like too much effort to find it. Yes.
All right. Well, Monty, we've got another question.
I hope that answers the original question, Dan. I'm sorry I've gone about it in a long-winded way. Actually, I'm not sorry at all.
Mm.
I think I interrupted and
No.
made it.
No.
I also
No.
digress into many different avenues because there is no one answer really to any question.
Yeah.
And questions and answers just lead to more questions.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. But there's a good question here.
Yes.
Do spirits fall in love in the etheric realm?
Yes, of course we do.
Is that, he said, is that a memory your mind can create, or do they have families, or is procreation purely physical?
We don't procreate as such. This is a place in which creation, the process, consciousness, another droplet of consciousness comes into your world, yes, and evolves in your world. You understand?
Yeah.
And at the point of seemingly death, you move across. There are souls that perhaps their feet never touched your world, but consciousness briefly did.
Mm-hmm.
I talk of the loss of a child
Yeah.
Yeah.
at the earliest term.
Mhm.
You understand?
Mhm.
At the earliest point, the moment consciousness enters, there is life. And that life exists. And if that chooses not to enter your world and takes its journey, it will be here and it will grow here. But it wasn't procreated here. We don't tend to procreate where we are.
Right. Okay. But the question,
Life can be nurtured,
Mm.
but consciousness's journey tends to dip in at your side and take its onward journey through.
Right.
But we do fall in love. But not
Okay,
love.
go back
Again,
to that.
love is different again.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, in your world, you fall in lust more than love.
Mm.
Most people these days in your world are experiencing lust,
Yeah.
and in other cases, attachment.
Yeah.
and the fear of losing what they feel is theirs rather than love.
Yeah.
But love does exist, of course it does. There is a love that many people feel in many different ways and expressions, and so we have that here. And there are those of us over here who might find total companionship with another soul. There may be those who find companionship with more than one soul. They may choose, they may be happy with that, it's their business. But yes, love and companionship is possible where it is reciprocal and wanted and felt, then so it exists. But there wouldn't be much reproduction since none of us have a womb or the need of a womb. For the womb is a biological product of your body, and the physical body is in your part of the world, within your frequency, and consciousness dips in there through its natural process. Naturally, the process to join is where you are. And therefore you then shed your layers as you move on.
Right. Okay.
I've never experienced a labour ward over here, Paul.
No, right. Okay.
Not yet, anyway.
Right.
Nor have I
Okay.
experienced the confusion as to whether we should have one or not. No, the balance is fine. Yes. But love, yes, it's there, it's always there. Yes.
Again, yeah, very, very interesting.
It
Yes.
is. It is.
Yes. There you go.
Yeah, that's lovely then, Monty, thank you.
Does that conclude?
It does, really, yes.
Splendid. Splendid. Well, I'm not going to push the medium, Paul.
No.
We've done more than enough.
Yeah.
And the questions, some of those questions were testing, and I've expanded as best I can.
Yeah.
I've given the best answers I can give,
No, great,
as
thank
clearly
you.
as I can and as
Amazing.
honestly as I can.
Amazing.
And those views, as I tell you, come from a collection of minds from different walks and ways and people. A lot of the problems with these things come from the bias the brain has in your world about matters.
Yeah.
You know, the brain is troublesome. You know, when you have problems with your brain, feel no concern when you call your brain names. My blasted bloody brain, it's nuisance. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I agree. I was glad to be shot of mine.
I will.
Yes. Yes. Goodbye to the brain. When the time comes, you'll understand. You'll say, my word is correct. And the truth is what it is. And there's an experience based on multiple views of one version as we see it. And that's why it'd be pointless if I just gave you my opinion. If I was to give you my opinion, you wouldn't have a balanced view. You wouldn't have balance. That's why a number of us come together and blend our thoughts together. That is why many of my opinions differ to the medium's opinions on things.
Yeah.
That is why I can contradict my medium's own belief systems when it suits me to. Because where I'm speaking from, we are multiple minds coming together to make an inclusive overall view that is broad. But when anybody speaks from your world, whether it is any of you here or the medium in the chair, whoever, you tend to always speak from your own point of view. Or from a biased point of view. In any direction, you understand. My medium will have a view, it's this, it's that, and I'll sit back and think, you're so wrong. It's bigger than that. Far bigger than that.
Yeah.
It's this, it's A and B that's causing C. Well, no. It's not. It's A, B, C, D, and etc. causing the lot in many different ways, you understand. So it's quite broad. I've kept the answers as broad as I can. Yes.
It'd be nice to think that when I come to your side, I'll be intelligent, where I haven't got it here.
Well, you know,
We won't have a
I
brain
can't
in
promise
the way.
miracles, Paul,
No.
but I can't promise miracles, but I can assure you that everything you've ever been told
Much nice.
Yeah.
and forgotten
Yeah.
will be remembered.
Yes, that's lovely.
So maybe you'll start remembering the important things
Yes. Yeah.
that you've forgotten,
Yes. Yeah.
perhaps.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
You know,
Hmm. That's what that's.
you might remember something that your science teacher told you. Will, in fact, remember something that your science teacher told you
Yes.
one Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. long ago,
That's right.
and
yeah.
it will be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that it will make any sense to you
Mm-hmm.
immediately, but it'll be there.
Yeah.
You'll be thinking, why the hell am I remembering this?
Exactly. Yes.
But you'll know because I'm remembering everything all at once.
Yeah.
Yes. But you still have to experience it to know.
Hmm.
Nobody can answer anything without knowing it. Unless you know, how can you know?
Yeah.
So people will write a book. When you die, this happens. Well, how do you know if you're not dead?
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh well, I had a near-death experience. Yes, but you're not dead.
That's right.
Hmm.
You were nearly dead, but you're not dead, and you never will be, and you're still in the frequency that you call life and normal. And yes, it's had an impact upon you. Yes, it's broadened your mind. Yes, it's made you inquisitive. Yes, it's opened you up. But you're still in this frequency. You're still within the frequency of visible light. Therefore, you can't comment on anything other than what you have experienced. Now that's the difference. Now I'm here. I can speak because I reside here. I know what a day-to-day existence feels like in my world. I've experienced people. I've helped people. I've given love to people who were bad. I've helped people who came across very vulnerably and traumatically, and we've given them the love as well, equally. And we've met people who couldn't wait to get here, people who are confused, people who don't know why they're here, where the hell they are,
Mhm.
who don't want to accept where they are, who can't believe. Because like on one hand you've got people very often in baggy colourful trousers telling you what is going to be. Equally so on the other side you've got atheists in suits and ties telling you what there won't be,
Yeah.
as if they know.
Yeah.
And then over there you've got a man in a dog collar,
Yeah.
and the man of the clergy,
Yeah.
etc., etc. All of them telling you what will be.
Mm.
They don't know.
None of them know.
Mm.
That's where I do have an advantage.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're there.
I'm where I am. And I know that myself and those who I associate with for when we discuss these matters are broad-minded people from different environments who live different ways of life over here. All of it. None of it looked down upon. And who live different ways of life on your earth. Simple. You can't ask for a more democratic, if I dare use that filthy word.
Mhm.
There's I think what your world could do with right now is a little more democracy. It would be a I mean, if somebody once asked me what my thoughts were on democracy, I thought, well, I said it would be a good idea to give it a try one day.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
but nonetheless, there you go. Those are my thoughts. Those are our thoughts. I should say.
That's superb.
So I shall draw a line there now.
Yes.
Let's consider that done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with that, I can't push the medium any further, Paul.
No, of course.
I must retreat back, allow Anthony to say his cheerios,
Yes.
and then allow Flatfoot to come and close your circle, and most importantly, close the medium down now.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Thank you very much.
Not a
Thank
problem,
you.
but
So
listen, my friends,
interesting.
have a lovely time ahead, and if we don't speak before your festival, your festivities,
Mm-hmm.
Christmas, or whatever you celebrate these days, whatever it is, as long as it involves relaxing, resting your mind, and maybe sending some loving thoughts out to people who need it. And by that I don't always mean people who are injured or ill or sick, but sometimes the swines you don't like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Send them a hug.
Yeah.
Maybe in 2025, which I believe you'll be moving into, they might be kinder.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be nice.
Wow.
We'll
But
try.
you need to try and send them the love first.
Yeah.
But I understand why you wouldn't. I understand why you wouldn't. But do try. My friends, I bid you good night, and if we don't speak before, have a lovely time for your Christmas or your celebrations, whatever they are, and I shall speak to you again in the new year, where we will mark 1 year together in this new way of working.
Yes. Thank you, Monty.
Good
very
night, my
much.
friends. Farewell. Paul, you may extinguish your lamp,
I have. Yes.
and from there on we shall say cheerio.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Good
Night,
night.
nice.
And that's all year, innit?
Yeah. Well, you slept through all that.
Oh well. Have a stretch. Yeah. Well, that'll learn you to ask questions.
Yeah.
You won't do that again, will you? Anyway, listen.
Yeah.
We can't stop.
No.
The medium's head's. Yeah.
Coming
He's
back.
got one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to say good night. Listen, have a nice time until we speak again, yeah?
Yeah.
Have a lovely, lovely time. Make sure, be good, and if you can't be good, don't get caught, yeah?
Yeah.
Night, night.
No, no,
Good night.
Anthony.
For the second and the final time tonight, Flatfoot once more returns to bless you all in love, in the joy, and bathe you in the glory of the Great Spirit. For the final time tonight, Flatfoot now says bye-bye.
Bye-bye,
Bye,
Flatfoot.
Flatfoot.
Thank you very, very
Good
much.
night.
say to our friends listening in, hope you've enjoyed the night. We all have, wonderful. But before we go, we'll do as we normally do. We'll just stay quiet for a moment. I just send out thoughts of healing energy to whoever and wherever you'd like it to go. And again, just say to our friends listening in, it sounds as though our friends won't be coming again until the new year. That may be so, but in any case, we will be sitting next week. So if you'd like to join us just to see whatever happens, obviously, of course, you're most welcome. And we'll just say to you all, thank you and night. And to our spirit friends, thank you ever so much for the evening again. Absolutely wonderful as usual. And thank you. We'll send you all our love and hope you enjoy your festivities, whatever you're doing over there that's coming up. But for now, we'll send you our love and say thank you very much. Night.
No,
Thank
everyone,
you.
thank you.
Well, they're not coming back to speak.
By the way they were talking, they were saying, I hope everybody, we have the festivities, the Christmas thing, I hope we have a all lovely time. By the way they were saying it sounds as though they're saying it now and not later.
Oh, right.
Maybe, I might be totally wrong, but we'll see.
Well, did they say it or did they not?
They didn't say
Well,
it.
then they didn't say it.
No.
Okay.
But it was the feeling that why say it now?
But that was
and
just
not-
Monty, so maybe it was just Monty.
Oh, yeah, maybe, yeah. Maybe an Anthony saying, yeah, we just don't know. But Anthony said it as well, didn't he?
Oh,
But-
did he?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
So we'll see what happens next week.
Oh, I wouldn't worry.
time is
Wow.
it?
5 to
Oh.
10.
Oh, I thought it was a long.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Yeah.
a long.
Was it? Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
In which
Didn't
case,
seem that long.
Yeah.
well, that explains why I need a drink.
Yeah. Thirsty there.
Gosh.
Right. Tell you what, let me do what I did last time.
What did you do last
I
time?
put the landing light on
I wasn't here.
last time we were all here, I put the landing light on before everyone left the room.
So we got used to it.
Yeah, as opposed to putting it on when everybody's standing on the landing.
Right.
And it wasn't Charlie good. I didn't hear him
Yes.
once.
Yeah.
I didn't hear Charlie.
No,
No,
and he was
no.
the same last week, so not a squeak out of him.
There we go.
Bless
And
him.
when he's down the bottom of the stairs nursing his piss towel.
His what?
His piss towel.
Mm.
What's that?
Well, it's the towel that we have to soak it when he gets caught short because he's not holding his bladder like he was.
Oh,
So-
bless him.
Oh, there he is.
I know the feeling.
Yeah, well, so do I, to be fair. Looks like YouTube may have done it again.
I need a wee.